This is JC from the Real and Simulated Wars blog. Welcome to my channel. What an exciting time to be a PC wargamer, guys. There is a lot of offerings coming out and it's looking pretty good. I am here with a beta copy of Armored Brigade, a game that's going to be released by Slytherin Matrix Games. This is a game from Beitika Studios. It used to be a free war game that was around the year 2007, I believe. This is the time that I remember for it. And right now it's a full-fledged war game and it's looking pretty good. So this is a beta that was facilitated to me via Slytherin Matrix Games, and I thank you them so much for letting me play it. I am enjoying very much this war game. It's looking pretty solid. And of course there is a warning, this is a beta and some features are not still available and are gonna be available at a later time. So the objective of this video, it is just to showcase some gameplay. You may have seen also some original streaming from it and you have an idea of how the game looks and play, and I just want to share my view of it. And let's move into it. I'm going to click into a new game. So for the single mission, you have several candidate scenarios which are very nice. They're pretty much a showcase, I do believe. Of course this is a beta and most of the content is going to be coming later. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the other part, which is to generate a mission. So as a general comment, this is a tactical war game that where you can play single vehicles up all the way to I do believe that there is no limit. You basically have a real estate. The maximum size of the map is 15 kilometers times 15 kilometers. So there is a considerable space to accommodate a division there if you want. But I do believe that, you know, most of us are gonna pretty much stay at the battalion, reinforced battalion level, and this is where the game shines, in my opinion. So right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna generate a scenario from scratch. I'm gonna increase the size of the map to 10 kilometers, and you have several options. One location is the National Training Center, then you have the Fulda Gap, the North German Plain, and you have Finland with all the lakes and whatnot. So for this video, I'm going to choose some sort of a very open terrain type of thing. It's going to be in the North German Plain. This is the type of setting that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to choose a location. As you can see, you can zoom in through the window. This window will allow you to see more in detail what they're getting into. So right now what I want, it is something very simple, just for the purpose of demonstrating how the game plays and whatnot. So what about this one here? You have a highway right there, and you have some secondary roads, and we're going to be playing in that setting. I click OK, and this mission, this status of this window lets you basically set up what do you want the troops to be, the training, the morale, etc, the command delay where you can play, and well, pretty much everything I'm gonna leave it untouched here because I just want to move into the main meat and potatoes of the gameplay. But as you can see, there is plenty of options there which you can use to generate your game. So this is just a window where you choose what type of mission is gonna be. I'm gonna place a mission where I'm playing as a USA and I'm defending. I'm gonna reduce a number of objectives to just 2, and I'm gonna move one of the objectives down here, and this is a setting right now. And we're going to have our time limit set to 4 hours and 29 minutes. That sounds like a lot, but let's not touch it right now. Let's just move into the selection. And this is the combat power window. I want to leave it, I'm going to choose around 10,000. Of course, the Soviet Union will have more combat power. And I'm going to leave the computer player, which is going to be the Soviet Union, to select its units. And this is where we're going to suffer because, you know, they have a lot of resources, and I'm going to be choosing a pretty standard formation with plenty of troops, but very little support or indirect fire support units. So we're going just to move into this thing where you select your troops. You have recce, you have infantry, you have mechanized infantry, armor, fire support, and close air support. So with 10,000 we don't have that much, so I'm going to put this scout section. And the reason why I cannot choose anymore, because it is in the previous window, there was some limits for what I can do with them, or how much I can choose. So I'm gonna be adding 2 mechanized infantry platoons and a headquarters unit. Then I'm gonna grab some tanks. I'm gonna add some Abrams. I'm gonna have a whole company, why not? Just because I can. Then for air support, let's have, what would be nice to have right here is, wow, all mortars, which are good, but I would prefer something else. Okay, let's leave the mortar sections. Just choose 3 of them. It will be enough. And for close air support, we're going to leave some gunships. I'm gonna have 2 A-10s and 2 gunships. You have different types of what are these, Cobras? You have a scout there. Wonder if you can use that. I never used it. So I'm gonna leave it right there. We haven't used all our points, but who cares? Let's just move in. And then we have all the selections that we have made. You can save the setting if you want for later use, up to you. We're just moving into the battlefield. As you can see, the battlefield zoomed in looks pretty nice. The textures are very pleasant to the eye, and this is how it looks. You can see, you can zoom out all the way, and this rectangle here is where the battle is going to be happening. And of course you have the red side, which is the Soviets, and you have the green side, which is the US. And we're going to see, these are the recon only deployment areas. You have the 2 objectives over there marked in green, which means that they're in our possession right now. And let's have some scouts. We're going to put them on the south flank, and I'm gonna move my mortar units on the back. And yes, so this is just deployment. So we have 3 companies of tanks, which I'm gonna leave on the south. And we have our 2 platoons of M2s and the headquarters unit. Which is very, very nice. And well, let's start some serious deployment and planning of the battle. I don't want to make too much of it because, you know, battle planning can take you quite a while. So I'm just going to shuffle the units around and pretty much start. I don't have a scheme of defense. I usually prefer to defend in depth, but given the amount of troops that I have over here, sometimes it starts to feel like like a bit of, you know, I'm trying to get my units defeated piecemeal. So I'm gonna keep my formations in a very tight way, if you will, like leaving them near the command units, and we will see how this thing plays. So all the mortar units, we're going to leave them to the back, and this is a headquarters. We're going to have these tanks to stay right there. The scouts, I don't know. I think that the situation, you know, the distance is very, very short, so we'll start seeing enemy units pretty soon. So not too much planning. The objective, again, it is just to show you how it plays and what not. There are several tools that you can use to plan your battles accordingly. One is a line of sight tool, where you click and you see from that point what it can be seen. This is very useful to establish defensive positions or to figure out avenues of attack, etc., etc. You can put some marks too if you want to put some sort of different locations, like, I don't know, there is an infantry unit over there, like you may want to do that too. So there is also another tool that is very nice, which is this height tool, which has this temperature map of the height, where you can perceive the slopes and the foldings of the terrain, because if you leave it as the map, there is a very faint shadowing. You see the hills and the depressions right there, but as soon as you start zooming in at the maximum zoom, you lose that ability to see that type of thing. There is also an isometric view, which you are seeing here. This isometric view, you can rotate and do whatever you want, but of course this is not intended, I don't believe it's intended for any type of battle planning, but it can allow you to see the main features of terrain, but exaggerating the foldings of the terrain using these plus and minuses, which is very, very, very nice. Alright, so we're going to hit the start. One thing that I wanted to mention, this is of course continuous time. You can pause the game and give orders, which is very, very cool. And something that I forgot to mention is that you can play Wigo with this, and that is very interesting. You can set up the turns, if you will, to pretty much whatever you want, half a minute, 1 minute, 10 minutes. You can play it in pulses, which is very similar to combat mission. And I don't know if you can rewind time, I don't think so, but it allows you for bigger scenarios where you have a lot of troops. You can, don't let the thing go out of control, and you can basically have this automatically be paused in a kind of a Wigo type of turn-based game, and have these things figure it out what is happening in one sector or the other. And by the way, the maximum size of the battle map is 15 kilometers by 15 kilometers. I don't know if he mentioned this already or not. And that's pretty much it. So let me show you something that is so cool. let's say you have this unit here and you want to deploy it over there. You see how they're moving around depending on the terrain, etc., etc. But let's say that you want to put them to defend. You're going to place and right click, and when you right click you have all the orders that you can give: advance, contact, scout, etc., etc. There's one particular order which is defend, and if you put the defend order facing that direction, you see how the troops, they move depending on the direction that you have, so they can cover and have some they can you know, watch at this position that you are defending against, or where you can have some good cover based on that defend order. That's so freaking cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, every type of unit you can give them some formations, like, you know, you can give them line formations, B formation, whatever you may want. This one we're going to leave it at in a column formation, because we're going to be moving it forward into contact right at the scenario beginning. And for these guys, which are our scouts, which are basically based on M2s, we're going to conceal them very much right here. Note how you can actually put every single unit, select them by one, and as you can see, the structure has disappeared because one unit has become detached from the other, which is very nice, and they are now highlighted in this kind of red position. So we're going to put them to watch by exploiting this defend order thingy. We're going to put them, this one is gonna watch right there. And that's it. Let's hit start. Oh, wait a second. We have our A2s and we have our CAS units. So we're going to place this one here. The red circle over there is a battle position from which they can start, and you can place different TRPs, or target registration points, to have battle position, and the TRPs. Let's go for the next one. Let's leave this one for the north flank, and the battle position that we're going to choose for this guy is gonna be right there to attack anything coming from that place. And we accidentally placed two battle positions for it. Probably this one is pretty advanced, and well, we may not want to. And we don't have any off-map RT right now, so we cannot place any TRPs. Again, we can have done that if we allocated more combat power to it. So without further ado, let's go and let's start. This is pre-battle intelligence, and you can see there are units that are already into combat. The Russians do not make themselves to be wait for. They just start having and doing their thing. These units in green, they're neutral vehicles, maybe civilians, and well, everything has started already, so we're going to start moving our troops. I'm gonna give this order: move to contact. This one, follow and support, and the same for this one. Let's just go and meet. Let's force the Russians into contact. Of course, we have the armor here. Oh, since we have this one in this line formation, let me show you something. If you want your troops to move onto a road, what you can do is give them a formation order that says march, and then what you can do is click advance, and you don't have to plot every waypoint to the minutes. You can just put them there, and they're basically gonna do what you told them. So as you can see here, this counter here that says 15 is a orders delay, which is pretty cool. And let's who is taking fire? Double click there. They're shooting at us, so let's reverse. See, our tank unit over there is following pretty much roads to advance, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna have this one to advance, and let me show you how the sprites look. Very, very nice. Very combat mission. No, sorry, not combat mission. Close combat. You see the statistics for every unit are very, very detailed. This one has light damage, and we have pretty much everybody moving out of this combat. I think that they have been compromised, and wow, we're receiving some fire over there. We're taking very high casualties. Oh, here it is. There is an enemy helicopter right there. Let's bring our air support. An enemy vehicle right there. We have just lost 6 Bradley vehicles. Jesus, that's just unacceptable. Let's wait until our gunship comes in. There's still 2 minutes and a half for them to come by. Our tanks are doing better. so the transitions are really very, very smooth. We're gonna drop some rounds right here. It's gonna take them some time to adjust the fire. I'm gonna put these guys to defend. And the other thing that I wanted to do is to show you how to reattach these units. Because right now everybody's on its own. Oh, there is some armor action right here. The T-80. Wow. It's like the entire battlefield has gone really very, very hot. And then we have our Cobras moving in. So our mechanized infantry is pretty much on foot right now. Our fire missions are ready. So we have our mortars firing right now. I don't know what type of round they took, but it was a beautiful kill. This, what is this? A T-62 apparently. Completely destroyed. Here comes a mortar fire. Beautiful. Well, this T-80 is kind of a tough cookie. I'm gonna ask these guys to help us. For the record, it's the first time that I see a T-80. Which makes me very nervous. So, well, we still have all these guys firing. We're gonna have them stop. Cancel this mission. let's advance that defend order that we gave them. Wow. Wow. No, wait a second. This is getting too hot. Wow, that T8 is wreaking havoc on us. We're gonna take the tank out. Now I'm furious. So, what do you think? I do believe this is a very solid war game. I like it a lot. And I do believe that, you know, the gameplay is great. The variability and the content, well, the content I don't know, because the amount of Canada scenarios is going to be different, I'm sure, for the release version. No doubt about that, but so far it's looking very good. Close air support. We're facing here a very serious situation. Plenty of enemy tanks. Oh, look at this. Did you see that? When you don't know the type of tank, a very generic sprite will appear. But as you get to know what they are, it will change. Like this is a T-55, but sometimes you don't see it, or sometimes it's just a sound or some sort of other type of contact. And you just don't know. So we have 3 minutes still for our close air support. Oh, gee, we're losing tanks as like there is no tomorrow. Let's bring some. Let's bring all the air support that we can. I don't know who they're shooting us, these helicopters right here. Yesterday I got strafed by couple of MiGs. That was really awesome. Aircraft incoming. Yes, sir. So heavy losses. It looks like whatever the helicopters are seeing, we are not able to see. You see, they're shooting missiles or rockets there, and well, they are hitting here, but we don't know. Yeah, something is burning there. That's a nice touch. Wow, look at this. Look at this. Those are Shukois. Damn it. Yeah, look at them. Oh. Holy moly. Our A-10, did you hear that? It was just beautiful. Anyway, this is pretty much what I wanted to show you, some gameplay. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save it because I don't want to make this video too long. But you can see the features are really tremendous. It's really a great war game. Again, tactical level, top down. It has a bit of everything, a bit of the old TAC Ops from, if you remember, from Battlefront, if you're old enough. A bit of Armored Task Force, back from 2007, both of them. A bit of Point of Attack. What was that simulation by HPS? And of course there is a bit of combat mission there. The obvious similarities with close combat when you go down, all the way down like this. But this is like a close combat on asteroids, and also some elements of Command Ops and Flashpoint Germany. This is just such a good war game that is, I'm very likely going to be posting some after action reports at my blog. I suggest you follow me over there, because it's going to be there's going to be some extra material. This video is just to show you how it plays, how it looks. It's very versatile, it's very complete, and it's looking very, very solid right now. So I hope you liked the video, and please stay tuned for more material. I'm sure that more is gonna be coming. And again, thank you for watching.